Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell with FedScoop TV. Today I'm here with Denise Roth, the administrator of GSA. How are you, Denise?
Good. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. You spoke earlier a little bit about what GSA is doing to help lower the cost of government with IT.
Yes.
And a lot of what you talked about was shared services. So I wanted to start there today. And I wanted to see what you guys are doing, especially in the IT line of business, and how you kind of are revolutionizing that shared services business.
I think that shared services has been a very interesting space for us to be in. It's given federal government overall an opportunity to really focus on how do we come together as an entity to understand our buying power as well as our knowledge base and share that across government. GSA in particular, especially in the space of IT, has really done shared services over some time. You probably are aware that we have the Network 2020 contract that we're moving forward soon, and that will be really one of the classic examples of how we have come together in order to solicit and put forward a contract that's going to benefit all of government. But we also have tools that we call something like the calc tool, and that's a calculator tool for our internal operations, those who are actually the purchasers of contracts and things of that nature. And that work in particular has been very beneficial. It's been a source for contracting officers to go to be able to understand what labor costs have been and how they can actually utilize that information in making better decisions as they move forward. We also have the Common Acquisition Gateway platform, which we call the Acquisition Gateway that I referred to earlier. And again, that's another source in which we're bringing information and technology as well as past performance work that we have done both in the areas of contracts and other resources that all of federal government is benefiting from. And that's shared services in the spirit overall. And there's a number of other areas that we're working as well.
Absolutely. So one of the things that seems constant, and you've been around government for a while now, on the local level and now federally, is budget cuts, trimming the budget, and it seems that most frequently that happens to the IT side of agencies. How is GSA and how do other agencies stay so innovative when the money's not there?
I think what's been important for us in particular is really a zero-based budget approach to IT spending overall as well as budgeting activity. And so it's really evaluating for everything that we do, is this something that still makes sense for us as an organization and government, as well as where we want to be. You heard discussions earlier from Tony Scott about the DM&E and the investment within agencies around innovation. We think it's very important for us to take advantage of current technology to help streamline our activities, as well as find cost savings that we can invest in other areas. So that has been, it is something that we are regularly thinking about. It's been important for us, but I think that we're managing through and we continue to learn as we go.
Yeah. Speaking kind of that O&M, the operations and maintenance of old legacy systems, it seems like GSA is one of the few agencies that's kind of invested in the future. You have a beautiful headquarters that has all kinds of Wi-Fi and all the modernizations that you want to see in other agencies. How do you think that's going to play out in the long term as far as cost savings, and what kind of advice would you give to other agencies who are kind of scared to take that step?
Well, one thing is, and we have to acknowledge, I mean, we had a number of leases, I think over 12 leases that we actually were able to reduce into that space. We've also seen savings, especially as it relates to utilities, because of the fact that we are able to really control and manage how the building is used. Anything from how much space anyone is in particular using, as well as the lights and controlling that in a central location. That really has had a pretty profound effect on our bottom line overall, as well as sharing just resources across the board from office supplies to administrative staff. So there's a lot to learn there. I think that for other agencies, there's areas where GSA can help. For example, one of the areas that come to mind in particular is the program we call Total Workplace. And this is where we can help both with the upfront furniture costs as well as IT costs for other agencies. And so if there there are agencies that are looking to go to a more modern workspace, we can help and facilitate that effort. But overall, it's allowed for us to have a flexible workforce. It's allowed for us to really be able to use the space for more than just sitting, but also innovating, because we have whiteboards in all of our spaces, for example. But it really has been very beneficial, and our ability to move around agilely, quite frankly, with technology has been important for our growth.
Interesting. And then finally, one of the big, more buzzier topics around GSA these days is 18F. They're doing some really cool stuff around agile IT and really focusing on the end user. How is that helping save costs for the agency and other agencies who they work with? And what are you going to do to help ensure that they kind of have that longevity throughout this administration and into the next?
I think you heard me earlier say institutionalizing innovation.
Sure.
I think that that's absolutely key to us being able to harness the energy and effort that 18F has brought on board to GSA as well as to other federal agencies. But the key part has really been their approach and, quite frankly, agile development, which I know is something that the conference is talking quite a bit about today. The approach of testing and understanding what is the impact of just taking small steps to development, really getting a sense of, does that work? Is it meeting the need of what the agency was expecting? What is it that they didn't know that they can test and sort of break before they go too far too fast? All of that as a perspective of how to approach technology is what 18F has been able to bring forward in a very strong way. And it's a way that we work internally in GSA. We have our own development team internally as well as with the other agencies, and helping them think about how do they approach solutions. So it really has been very beneficial, and we're excited about where we are.
Well, they're sure exciting to watch.
Okay.
Well, Denise, that's all I have for you today, so I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. I'm Billy Mitchell with FedScoop TV. Thanks for watching.